Hey, it's a good day. Thanks for watching Fantasy Plus. I'm Aaron Lafferty. It's the time of the year that I'm really excited about. I get to share my list for the first time. I'm a list guy. Joining me, Alec Giannakopoulos, Phil Pinarski. You guys didn't have to do a lot of prep for this one. I'm just going to give you my list.
Well, I'm excited.
5 tips
We got these back.
for commissioners and leagues, and then 10 for GMs.
Okay.
And we're giving our plus and minuses on whether you're out of pocket or not. Is that
Yeah.
what we're, okay,
Yeah.
I love it.
So I'm going to advance these
Aaron
on the
is
screen
raw.
as we
Oh,
go.
is that too early? Sorry.
Yeah, a little early. All right, here we go. 4 leagues. Number 1. Don't make changes without the league input.
It's fair.
Okay.
You're not a dictator. Don't make changes without input, suggestions, votes, or a poll or something.
We can't go mad with power at a fantasy league.
Right.
There are some things we can't let the power consume us, and fantasy football to me is one of those. I totally get it.
Well, and then you run the risk of a mutiny on your hands.
No doubt.
Honestly. You don't want the rest of the league to, plan a coup against you, and then you're out of being a commissioner altogether.
It's a group effort. It is, yep.
Secondary point to this is the rules are same for everybody, right?
Sure.
All the GMs have the same rules. The commissioner doesn't have different rules. Everybody gets the same rules. Second point, clearly communicate. Whenever the rules are changing, there's the date of the draft, whatever deadlines are for trades or waivers run, like all those things. Make sure that you clearly communicate any of those changes or anything that's different from year to year. Or
Yeah.
for the new players that just joined your league.
Strongly agree with that.
Okay. I got 2 pluses so far.
Disagree with that.
I mean, again, it might seem kind
Alec's
of
not great on communication.
Right. I mean, it might sound a little self-explanatory, but you
Right.
got to think there are these leagues. I mean, I think, we can all agree that we've run into those issues before, and maybe some other previous fantasy leagues where, everything's not necessarily communicated properly. People have missed, drafts that I've been a part of too, just from, not getting that reminder text
Yeah.
the night before. I mean, at the very least, we should be communicating.
Never give someone an excuse. Oh, you didn't tell me I
Right,
missed the draft.
exactly.
Nah, I did.
Number 3. I think you guys are going to like this one.
Okay.
I think this one's hard to disagree with. Have at least one IR
Please.
spot.
Yeah.
At least one. At least one. But also agree on the fact that IR spots are not for players who are out or suspended.
Sure.
Any of those reasons. But have one IR spot, because the last thing you want to do is your first round draft pick gets hurt week 1. And now you have to decide, can I leave him on my bench for 4 or 6 weeks, or do I need to pick up somebody to stay alive? If you have your IR spot, you can move that star player in the IR and stay alive.
I had a strong reaction because it was a little bit of a breaking of Rule 2 to get to Rule 3,
Right.
where it wasn't clearly communicated to me that this has no IR spots until the league started, and then you're in real trouble. I do think if you're a masochist and you really want to live dangerously and have a no IR spot league, that could be fun. Let's just make sure everyone's on the same page
Right.
before the league starts, because I got surprised, and that was not a fun season, to say the least.
Yeah, right. Again, I think if you have questions about rule number 3, look at rules number 1 and 2
Yeah,
first.
that's a good point.
Number 4, only veto trades if there's collusion, if it's clear in your league
Okay.
that people are colluding, dumping players from a bad team to a good team, because you don't know if the value of the trade is really lopsided
Right.
until the end of the season. You don't know when that player hits that's part of that trade or collapses and you think they got the star player. You don't know until the end of the season if the trade really is unfair.
I'm actually gonna give you a real minus on this
Yeah.
one with a bit of a caveat, because normally you're dead on. Like,
Right.
you're not in charge of deciding what's fair and what's not fair.
Right.
I've played in a lot of home leagues where it's like my best friend who loves fantasy football and my wife who likes to follow the players on Instagram. And sometimes she could be taken for a bit of a ride by someone who actually really knows this, or this. So I think it depends on your league. If you're all serious and you're all totally plugged in, this is not a home league, it's for big money, I 1,000,000,000% give you the plus.
Okay.
If it's a home league and grandma's playing or an 8-year-old
Yeah.
niece or nephew is
Okay.
playing, we can protect them. We can say no. I've as a commissioner before told the person offering, offer a little more. because no one rationally would actually take this trade otherwise.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a good point, but also, I mean, can be kind of hard, I guess, to maybe say whether or not it is collusion or not. I mean, obviously there are some egregious examples that could be had, but again,
Sure.
I think, you might run into those issues of trying to be like, well, hey, I kind of have to veto this trade, and both parties are like, no, we kind of agree with it. Again, be a little bit of a, murky water. So I'll give it a...
Okay.
Oh, that's still a plus.
Yeah.
Never mind.
It's a
right down the
multiplier.
middle. How about that? Yeah, how about an X?
It's the off season for
There we-
plus and minus.
How do I do that? There we go. an
Bottom
X.
line, at least think about this when your leagues are starting or coming up. You don't want a commissioner that's going to veto just because they think
Exactly,
they
yeah.
know what the trade
You
is.
don't want a meddler. It's only, in my opinion, in extreme cases, kind of what you were saying.
Yeah,
So collusion / extreme cases.
there we go.
There. Number 5, league championship schedules.
This is important.
We've been in leagues, I think we all have been in leagues, where the final week of the schedule, players are being shut down, they're resting, they're cooling off, they're getting ready for the playoffs, and you're in the championship game, and your star player's not playing because it's the final week of the NFL season, it's the final week of the fantasy season. No, make it the next to last week of the NFL season as your championship game. Right now, that's week 17. If we add more weeks, always make sure it's the next to last week of the schedule for your championship game. That's when it matters. The championship for fantasy matters, so make it the next to last week of the regular season.
And a bit of an addendum here. Check your league settings before you start because sometimes they'll default to end that week.
Yep.
Right.
And that just ruins everyone's time because you didn't check and all of a sudden, oh darn it, we all got to play with half of our team not available.
Right, you're not getting the full championship.
Yes.
So that's the first half.
Okay.
Yeah.
The second half is for GMs, for the managers, for the teams. Tips for success right after this.
A day at the beach can change in an instant. Don't get your feet wet without us. From the water temps to surf conditions on the Big Lake, Storm Teammate has your summer sport report every Thursday at 5:30. Brought to you by Toyota.
Can't get enough of Rachel?
Girls just want to have fun.
Yeah, they do.
Need more Tom in your life?
Gotcha.
Watch On the Town, Saturdays at 7:30 on Wood TV 8 or on demand anytime with Wood TV Plus.
It doesn't get any better than this.
Wood TV Plus. No cable, no antenna, all free. Download today.
Welcome back, Fantasy Plus. We're going through my list, tips for success for the season. Now, let's get to the 10 for GMs or managers. Number 1, do a mock draft for every league platform you do. You might be on different leagues with different platforms. Maybe it's Sleeper, maybe it's ESPN, maybe it's Yahoo, maybe it's the NFL.com. I can't remember, NFL Fantasy. Make sure you do a mock draft for every platform so you know how it works, how the settings are, what the notifications are, how the queue works. They're not all the same, guys.
It's really good advice because I think maybe I'm speaking for everyone, but we've all had a time when we're on a different website and we don't even know how to hit the draft button.
Right.
Dude, ESPN for a while made it the most confusing thing in the world to just draft a guy if you were on desktop. You could queue him.
Yeah.
You could look anywhere else, but to actually just find the put him on my team button, that was hidden under 6 menus. Very smart. Also, just an aside, and maybe you're referencing this later down the list, but if you're relying on a tier list or a draft board or whatever you want to call it, make sure it's in the format of the draft you're drafting in. Otherwise, you're going to make a huge mistake.
Yeah.
You're going to be drafting the wrong receivers who are all possession heavy and not points heavy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you got to make sure, because if you're going to be in several different leagues, you got to make sure you're actually fitting the league you're drafting for.
Yeah, I mean, that just seems like common sense again, where it's like, you're right, I'm expected to be drafting on ESPN or Sleeper or for one of these other sites. I got to at least see what it's like. And, that's part of the fun, I feel like, of fantasy football is doing these sort of mock drafts, using it, kind of just getting familiar with everything and thinking that, it'll help you when the draft actually comes. You'll be like, okay, this is kind of playing out how this one mock draft I had is going down, and I know exactly where I need to look for this next player.
So
I have a couple other tips, but I want to see the rest of your list first before I keep talking.
So we're all in agreement on that one. Make sure you do a
yes.
practice. Practice, practice,
go.
practice.
Yes.
Mock, mock, mock. Okay. Number 2. We'll see if you guys agree on this one. There's plenty of depth at quarterback. Don't reach.
That's correct. That's always true.
Let me throw you some stats just
Please.
before. Okay, last year, Jalen Hurts, right? 4th round, 19 points a game. Bo Nix, 7th round, almost 19 points a game. Caleb Williams just double checking, 9th round, 19 points a game. Justin Herbert, 10th round, 19 points a game. Trevor Lawrence in the 12th round, 20 points a game. Page 2. I know that Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes were kind of limited because of injuries, but look at where they were drafted. Look at Prescott and Goff in the 9th round, 19 and 18 points a game. The point is, you're going to be missing some star players if you're taking a quarterback too high.
You are. And this is true every year, especially this year. Quarterback is such a specialized, important position that every team is going to, for the most part, get some production out of that position. And my tip, and I'm going to say it now because it I think rhymes with this one, is don't feel the need just to fill out your team.
Oh, that one's coming. That one's coming.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Never mind.
Jump the gun.
No,
But
it's okay.
I do think people will look at that quarterback space and go, yeah, it's the 6th round. I already have my running backs. I got my receivers. Time for a quarterback. No. Like, there is so much depth for quarterback that you shouldn't feel the need to go the opposite direction. And I understand how, intriguing Josh Allen is and all these other really top flight quarterbacks, but understand it all comes at a cost. Yes, maybe you're getting 3 more points per game at the quarterback spot. How many points are you losing per game at receiver or running back, starting who you're running as opposed to who you could have gotten in the 1st or 2nd round? This is always evergreen advice, and I think it's even more true this year.
Yeah, I'm going to also agree. I will add in a little bit of extra to this rule because I think I've fallen victim of doing it quite a bit is when I start seeing people starting to draft the quarterbacks in, a later round, that's when I'm like, okay, now I have to start thinking about a quarterback. This is what the mock drafts are for. Just draft the way that you already plan. Now, obviously, if you've got some of your top guys already coming off the board, then maybe you think, okay, like if you start seeing all of the quarterbacks starting to come off the board, then, you don't want to wait too late and drafting a quarterback. But again, I totally agree with this one that you can find a really great quarterback that will probably be your quarterback for the entire season in one of the later rounds.
Start the run, don't end the run. That's like just the tried and true mantra of drafting.
Yep, that goes with that. Point number 3, and I know you guys will agree with this one.
Okay.
I would go in full 100%. Get depth at wide receiver and running back. And here's why. You start 2 running backs every week, 2 wide receivers every week, and probably one of those 2 positions are in your flex. That's 5 guys from those 2 positions that are in your starting lineup every week. If you don't get depth at wide receiver and running back, it falls off a cliff. We've seen it in previous years. One more thing, there's only 32 starting running backs in the NFL. In 12-team leagues, you need 24 to start.
After you grab, your 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, maybe, who are you prioritizing maybe in round 5? Are you trying to get another wide receiver? Are you trying to get another running back?
To me, and I'm just have an open conversation here. That means you go after running backs if you like someone because you're playing a numbers game in a certain degree. There's always going to be receivers who are in a position to really contribute at picks 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
That is the running back dead zone, super dead zone. But every draft is different. And what happens in every draft I ever do, and this is true more than I like to admit, is we sit down and I go, all right, running backs are important. And I look up, running back. Before I know it, the first 3 rounds, 18 guys are drafted.
Yeah.
So everyone knows this. This is no open secret. So don't outsmart yourself in the 1st or 2nd round where you go, well, yeah, I could pick a running back, but everyone else is, and I'm going to be the genius who selects a quarterback type. Don't do that. Right, because ultimately, that's how your league is won and lost, is having your depth at running back and wide receiver. Injuries happen. Trades happen. Right. Everything can happen. And your glut of points comes from those 2 positions, so you need to be fully stocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're thinking about trying like the hero RB or the zero
The
RB,
classic, yep.
do it in the mock drafts.
Yeah.
See how the draft falls and what you end up with on the rest of your roster and be like, maybe not this year.
I would say part of it, too, is knowing who you have. So let's say you're drafting and you select Bijan or Gibbs. You get the first 2, 3 picks or whatever. You can probably go, all right, that's like 2 running backs. Like the point production I'm getting from those guys is like 2 running backs I draft in the 4th round. So maybe I can cool it on running back until the 4th or until the 5th, and I can maximize points on receivers in picks 2 and 3, whatever. Base all of your picks off of your past decisions, which should be a no-brainer, but it gets a little more scientific than that. But yeah, no doubt about it. It should still be focused in those 2 positions.
All right, next up, I know you guys, well, at least Alec and Jack will agree with this one. Don't draft a kicker until the last round, or depending on where you are, you're going to be the last pick of the draft. Maybe you take them the next last round, but don't draft a kicker.
Can we? Do
I
you have a
actually have.
defense rule? I'm
No,
asking.
I don't.
Okay, good. So give me your details, and I'll go and diatribe here.
So here, I actually got even more stats for you.
Okay.
Just some comparison, right? Jason Myers, Brandon Aubrey, top last year. 10, almost 11 points for Aubrey, everybody's favorite Aubrey, but Myers was kicking a lot of extra points or a lot of field goals in short. But look at the 7th, the 9th, and the 12th best kicker. Most leagues only have 12 teams. That's the same amount of points. Kicker 7, 9, and 12, all 8-ish points a game. That fractional half point a game is not probably going to win or lose your week, probably. And if you wasted that late round pick on a kicker, you could have gotten draft, depth at wide receiver, running back. I just think this is a no-brainer, but it has to be said because every year we see somebody draft kickers early, which will be part of the next point. But let's hit kickers first and defense.
I get it. Let me first say it right now, Mr. I draft my kicker in the 9th round. I get it. It's the 9th round. You don't care anymore. And you don't recognize these names anymore. And you go, I don't want to pick these nobodies. I'm going to pick up a kicker and then the best defense in the next round. Do you know who you're going after in the waiver wire week 1? A bunch of nobodies who suddenly are really good because that's how drafts are won. In the rounds 9 through 15, we're all just scratching lottery tickets, hoping these guys have unbelievable seasons because they're getting picked that late. And if you want to just give up on the free, maybe win your league player that you know nothing about for a guy who's going to get you 10 points per game, you are wasting your time.
I think the only thing to keep in or to wonder is, are you going to do it in that final round or the round before? And I think that just depends on where you line up on the snake draft.
Sure.
And if you honestly have a guy like a Brandon Aubrey or a Jake Bates, for instance, that you kind of are circling or you'd like to have on your team, if you're wanting them specifically and you're picking earlier in the round before the last round, then you may want to just go ahead and bite the bullet, maybe pick a defense in the last round or an extra, piece of depth. But that would be the only extra tip on that. I completely agree, Aaron.
Number 5.
That was my hottest one. I'm not going to get angrier than that.
Well, number 5 goes along with number 4.
Okay.
Don't just fill out your lineup.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? If you pick 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, quarterback, don't just fill out this lineup, like Alec was saying, and take defense and kicker, and you're all set. In rounds 5 through 8, get depth. Get the best players available.
Right.
And then wait and get your defense, kicker. And if you decide you want a backup quarterback this year because last year there was injuries or the year before there was injuries, that's fine. But don't miss those good players in the middle rounds that are going to end up being your bye-week replacements or your injury replacements for your guy that's on the IR.
And it feels good to color in the numbers, to fill in the blanks, and to go, oh, there's my team. It's the 8th round and my team's all put together. That feels good. I get it. I totally get it. But yeah, we're not coloring in pictures here. We are trying to win a fantasy league. Because truth be told, your first 4 rounds of fantasy, they're not chalk per se, but it's you picking up bona fide starters. And you're picking between bona fide starters. Yes, you can make mistakes, but for the most part, those rounds have, I don't want to say been predetermined, but they're so already done and through all your mocks and through everyone's history that we're all just kind of filling in and seeing how that shakes out. Really, the draft really starts after the 5th round because that's when you're picking guys who might win you a season. That's when it's okay to draft a guy mocked to go in the 8th round when it's the 6th round because it's the middle of the draft. You're picking for what you think will work.
This is the time to really remind ourselves that this is fantasy football. We don't necessarily need to have every single position squared right away, right in order.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
again, this is something that we are doing to try to maximize the amount of fantasy points we can get. So again, kickers vitally important in the NFL, maybe not so much in fantasy football.
We're now in the last 5. Number 6, don't swing too far with the trends. You should follow your instincts, especially if you've been doing this for a while. Last year, everyone was drafting a second quarterback in regular and redraft leagues because of the injuries in the 2024 season. There's 32 starting quarterbacks, guys, in the NFL. Enough for 2 each in 12-team leagues, with 8 going undrafted. That's just simple math. Just don't swing too far with the trends. Just because everybody started going wide receiver heavy or trying the running back, the zero running back or the hero running back, set your own standards. Find your own way.
That's a plus.
100%.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
I think it's definitely a plus. I do think there are some things. I think you should listen to the trends. I don't think you should blindly follow them, nor do I think you should blindly ignore them. I do think there is sometimes some truth that is said in some certain schools of thought in terms of the draft, especially when it comes down to this overall positional value, right? Where it's like if someone says this is a top-heavy running back class in terms of fantasy, yeah, it probably is, and you probably should somewhat let that impact how you're drafting, right? You shouldn't get your RB1 in the 4th round or 5th round, right? Just for example.
Right.
So I do agree as a whole, but I do think it's important to understand trends, especially if that gives you an insight of how your opponents
Right.
are going to draft.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't ignore them and just shut them out.
No, yeah.
Be aware of them, understand them, and plan your draft around some people operating that way.
It's important to decipher what's a trend and what's become the standard in fantasy football.
Yeah.
You know, again, I feel like back in the day, running backs and wide receivers was, you know, maybe they weren't as valued as high, or maybe one was valued way more than the other. Things are changing now. You know, again, you want to have obviously a lot of depth back there, but again, you don't want to just blindly say, okay, I need 2 quarterbacks for the example that Aaron gave,
Yeah.
just because I'm worried about somebody getting hurt. Don't think like that. Think that you need to build your team the best way possible, and know that there are certain things in fantasy football that are true. Obviously, the depth being one, and we've kind of gone over a few other ones already.
Number 7, don't panic after week 1. I'm bringing back the season 1 reference. Don't panic. Don't panic, guys. Season 1 is just week 1 is an extension of the
Strongly
preseason.
disagreeing
Whoa,
on that.
we
I'm
had
strongly
disagreement.
disagreeing. What if?
Week 1 is like the preseason.
Okay.
We've seen it. Like the
Okay.
week 1 games are becoming like
They
preseason
are.
week 4. We don't have 4 weeks in the preseason anymore. So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
don't overreact
Okay.
to week 1 is what I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe that's all right.
Well, I want to hear what
okay,
you were
yeah.
going to say.
But go ahead.
I'm thinking, okay, let's say the worst thing happens and you realize, oh my gosh, my team scored 14 points in week 1 and everybody played and nobody got hurt.
Then What do you you should.
you
Flex
might
my
be
kicker.
time, yeah, right. Then it might be time to panic a little bit after week 1. But yeah, again, like Aaron said, I mean, the season's so long. Even if you do drop an egg in that first game, you still have plenty of time. Make some trades. Look at the waiver wire, and just try and get back in the winning column.
You got one more?
Finally, for week 1, panic when it comes to the waiver wire.
Yeah.
A week 1 waiver wire pickup might just make your entire season. And I'm talking, especially when you have a budget, if you're in one of those fantasy leagues, yes, it's okay to spend a lot of your fab, right,
Yeah.
on those on the waiver wire guys, because the waiver wire gets so much
All in.
less lucrative every single week. So I would almost flip it and go, yes, panic.
Yeah.
Panic buy.
Right.
Because that's one of your best chances to win one of those leagues.
The next ones are more fun than anything. Pay your league dues before the
Oh, come
deadline.
on.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
You
You set a generous deadline. You're nice about it.
Yeah, I messed up last past year. That's my bad.
Wow. We got a deadbeat on the show.
and I think Alec, you already said this. Have fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have fun. It's just fantasy football.
It's a game.
We're not actually out there putting the pads on and playing. And then this one may be a little self-serving. Watch Fantasy Plus throughout the season.
If you don't do
Strongly
that,
agree
if you
with
don't
that
do
one.
that, something's really wrong with you.
Yes.
You are losing every league you ever have been in if you don't listen to us give you our expertise. But to your number 9, yes, have fun. Like, do you just like a player personally? Yeah, man, pick him up in the 9th or 10th round because you like that guy. He went to your school or you're a fan of that team. Like, as long as it's not a kicker or a defense, have fun with it within region. I'm absolutely about that.
Yeah, no, again, have tons of fun because I really enjoyed it this past year even. There were a couple of guys who were out of the race for the championship pretty early on, they like to play spoiler. You know, they won some, you know, some they got some surprising victories. Aaron was one of them, you know, kind of getting in the way of other people trying to get the championship. That's the fun part about this. And again, if you're doing it with, you know, your work friends or, you know, just friends in general, again, that's just a way for you all to hang out and talk some more and have a good time.
And don't do the thing where you're out of it and you stop building your lineup.
Oh yeah, no.
Be cool.
Don't quit. Don't quit on us.
Don't quit on us.
Nobody likes the quitters.
If you're out of it, let's make some trades.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's get crazy. Let's put a team together for the fun of it.
As long as it's within the trade deadline.
Right.
All right. When we come back, I'm unveiling Extra Point.
Okay.
New segment.
Okay.
But this is the one that you just can't miss.
Well, I'm going to go for 2, which means I'm going to miss that segment.
Okay. But this tip you just can't miss if you're drafting on multiple platforms.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
You know us from TV because of the news we cover and the weather we forecast. It's time you found us in the digital universe. It's time you check out Wood TV Plus. Take control of the schedule with local news and weather forecasts on demand. You want more? Wood TV Plus gives you more. Original programs, unique specials, and breaking news as it happens. Add Wood TV Plus to your smart TV today.
Across West Michigan, truth can lie just below the surface.
And Target 8 is always there, always watching.
We're relentless, digging deep to unearth the facts and asking the questions others won't. You say this has happened before with other police departments?
You know what I'm talking about? Because I think state regulators came and talked to you about it.
Could you talk about, is this a scam?
The truth can't stay hidden if you shine a light on it.
That's why Target 8 investigates.
Car Plus. Wood TV, Wood TV Plus. Live newscasts, Storm Team 8 on demand, unique local content. It's all free on Wood TV Plus.
All right, welcome back, Fantasy Plus. Here's the extra point. Top picks this year, right? Bijan, Gibbs, right?
Yeah.
Be careful drafting Bijan because he has a teammate named Brian Robinson Jr.
Oh, that is interesting.
There are 2 B. Robinsons on the Falcons this year. If you look at Sleeper,
Oh
man.
you've got 2 B. Robinsons.
Oh.
I'm pointing this out for everybody.
This goes back to your point about knowing what you're doing. You know, practice doing these mocks on these exact platforms.
If your name is Jack Doles, you want the second B. Robinson. You want the one in red.
I also looked at NFL Fantasy and one other today, and they had Brian Robinson and Bijan spelled out, but Sleeper only has it for now as B. Robinson, and I don't know all the different formats out there, but
and if they were on different teams, you'd be able to say, oh, okay, well, this one's the one for Atlanta. They're both on Atlanta.
They're both on Atlanta.
Yeah.
So there's your
Good catch.
One more
it's gonna
thing.
happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Somebody's going to draft
It's
Brian
gonna happen.
Robinson Jr.
Right.
number 1 overall.
So have Bijan in your queue, right?
Yeah,
so
right.
Queues are great.
Because then he'll stay there. If he gets drafted, he gets out of your queue.
Yeah.
If Bijan is still there and you see B. Robinson was taken, you're jumping on that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
It's going to happen. Normally, if you were just going off the board, you should be fine because it will give you the ADP of that guy.
Right.
But you never know, man. It's going to happen to someone.
right. So just be aware. Be careful.
That's a great extra point.
There you go. All right. We'll see you on the next show. We're looking ahead, hoping to do some mock drafts, and we'll be talking about players in new spots. There's a lot of changes every season, but a lot to keep track of, including Brian Robinson in the Falcons uniform. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.